made today possible. Thank you so much. I want to thank our Riding Association and all of the executive members and volunteers who are here today to put this together. Thank you. I want to put an extra big shout out to Dolly's office, her staff team, who are amazing and have helped so many people here in Scarborough Southwest. Thank you, they're an incredible team. We've got lots of labor leaders here today, folks from the union movement. Thank you for being here today. Faith leaders who are here today. And of course, so many community members from Scarborough Southwest, but from all over the GTA. Thank you for being here. I also want to introduce you to a couple of other key people here, because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're going to re-elect Dolly Begum.
Yes.
I'm feeling it. And I got to tell you, after we elect Dolly Begum, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through Scarborough, and we're going to go seat by seat by seat, and we are going to elect more NDP champions for Scarborough.
Yeah.
And so I want to introduce to you a few of the folks that we're going to elect here in Scarborough. Hiba Sadat. We're going to elect Hiba. Hiba, stand up. In Scarborough Rouge Park. We're going to elect Shanali Chakrabarti in Scarborough Centre. We're going to elect Matt Navanithan, who you just heard from in Scarborough North. And we're going to elect Christian Kay in Scarborough Guildwood. And once we do that, the people of Scarborough will receive the real representation that they need and they deserve in the Ontario legislature with Team NDP Scarborough, right? Now, I want to talk for just a minute about my friend, Dolly Begum. Others have already said this, but here's what I know about Dolly Begum. She is a daughter to so many in this community. She is a daughter to the Bangladeshi community, to the people of Scarborough Southwest. She is a sister, right, to so many of us, a sister to so many of us. For me, she's a friend. But she is more than that, because she is the person who sits next to me every day in the Ontario legislature, and I get the great privilege of seeing her stand up to Doug Ford and stand up for the people of Scarborough Southwest and Ontario every single day. She is a champion for healthcare. She is a champion for education. She is a champion for affordable housing. She is a champion for tenants. She is a champion for her community, and she is a leader for justice in the province of Ontario. And I know I don't have to tell any of you that, because you're all here today to support Dolly. But here's what I wanted to tell you about today. A couple of things. First of all, I think we've all heard that the threats from the United States from Donald Trump are getting very real. I think it's going to be a difficult time, maybe, in the province of Ontario. And I want to ask you what Doug Ford decided to do when he saw that threat coming. Doug Ford decided to quit his job. That's what he did. His job as the Premier of Ontario was to stand up for every single person and every single job and every single sector in the province of Ontario. But he quit that job when he called the election. And here's the thing. I'm running to be the Premier for the people. The Premier who's going to stand up for every single job and every single working person in the province of Ontario. And the thing is that Doug Ford has left us very vulnerable. And I know you know that, because because you see it every day. The cost of housing, the cost of rent is through the roof. People cannot find a family doctor, let alone a family doctor that speaks your language. Our schools are struggling, our students are struggling in a system that really desperately wants to support them. We are not setting them up for success. I see it every day. And the cost of everything is through the roof. And Doug Ford and the Conservatives have left us so vulnerable. Because when somebody like Donald Trump sees us weak, he sees an opportunity to jump on us, to seize control. And what's coming at us, and what I hear today from people here in Scarborough and all over the province of Ontario as I'm traveling around, is that people are really worried about what's coming because they can't afford to pay 1 cent more for anything. They can't afford to be attacked by the United States. And instead, what did Doug Ford do? He decided to walk away, to run in an election, to come up with a whole bunch of gimmicks, and to give up on the people of Ontario. And I want to tell you today that I, as the person who's running to be the Premier, and every single candidate who's running for the Ontario NDP in this election, we are ready to fix that problem. We are ready to fight Donald Trump, and we are ready to form a government for the people, by the people, and on your side. So I heard Doug Ford out today, and he's talking about how he's going to fight Donald Trump. Do you trust Doug Ford? No. Do you trust him to stand up for jobs in the province of Ontario? No. Do you trust him to fight for our public healthcare system? No. Do you trust him to fight for our public education system and all of our children? No, you can't trust him. And you know why? You can't trust him because look at what he did to the Ontario Science Centre. Yeah. Right? Look at one bad deal that he's done for the people of Ontario over and over again. The Greenbelt. Ontario Place. Every single one of us in this room right now, we are paying $400 per household to subsidize a foreign, Austrian, luxury spa company in downtown Toronto. I gotta tell you, I would take a strong healthcare system over a spa in downtown Toronto any day of the week. That is the cost of Doug Ford. That is the kind of deal he makes. So when he stands up and says that he's going to work hard for Ontario and he's going to save Ontario from Donald Trump, what he means is he's planning to save his job. That's what he's going to do. He wants to save his job, and he wants to make money for his friends and his insiders. And I'm going to tell you this. I think that he thought when he called this early election that he was going to pull the wool over the eyes of Ontarians, that he was going to con us all into thinking that we had to elect him again for another 4 years. And I got to tell you, I don't think people are buying it. I think people see through this. I think people see an opportunity. That's what I see. I believe that elections matter, right? I believe that campaigns matter. And that's why we're all here today. Because this election maybe matters more than any election has mattered in our lifetime. Because this is the opportunity we have to take the power that he has given us now in this moment and to turn things around and to elect a government that's going to fight so hard for the regular people of Ontario. Right? This is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to use the power of our vote to fight for public health care, to build better, stronger schools, to bring back rent control. Yeah? to build a healthcare system that works well for everybody, to hire more doctors, to fix our schools. This is the opportunity we have. But we gotta vote. And we've gotta get everybody out to vote. And so what I wanna ask you today is this. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Are you ready to help re-elect Dolly Begum?
Yeah!
Are you ready to talk to every one of your neighbors?
Yeah!
Are you ready to knock on doors?
Yeah!
It's pretty cold out there, are you sure?
Yeah!
All right. Are you ready to put up signs all across Scarborough Southwest? Yeah? Okay, are you ready to elect the next deputy premier, maybe, of the province of Ontario? A woman who is going to be a champion for her community, but for every single Ontarian. I believe in Dolly Begum, right? I really believe in Dolly Begum. And I know you do too. And when we elect Dolly Begum, what are we going to do? We're also going to go out there and we're going to elect all of our other candidates over here. We're going to elect the one after another, and we are going to elect a government in Ontario. Because you know what? Doug Ford, he thinks he's going to pull one over on the people. We are going to show him. We are going to show him what it means when the people rise up and they elect a government that is going to really fight for them. So everybody, are we ready to do it? Yeah! Are we ready to win? Yeah! Thank you so much. I cannot wait to be out there with all of you in the cold, knocking on the doors. Let's show Doug Ford what we're made of.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mark Stiles, the next premier of the province of Ontario. Now, it is actually a nomination meeting today, despite it feeling like a rally a little bit.